great time doing it. We talk about the wines, we talk about the food, talk about the restaurant, and of course, that's about it.
All on CRN. Don't miss it. Welcome to the Sports Lounge. I am Michael Horn, along with the star of our show, a man we call the Sultan around here, the Sultan of Safeties. 2 safeties in one game in the same quarter, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the one and only, my friend, my buddy, Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Hey, thank you, Mike Horn, and welcome to our show. It's been a while since we've been together. You know, I've got suddenly I've got too much paperwork on my desk.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't like it. It makes me feel as though I have done nothing all day. But here we are. I've got my notes, and there's stuff going on in sports I guess we should talk about.
We got a lot to talk about today. First, you might want to turn that microphone so you're talking right into it there.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah, that one there.
How's it now?
Yeah, right straight into it like that is good.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it sounds great.
I don't like the front-on deal.
Yeah, it's good. So how was your week? Before we get to the topics for today, you had a good week? Do anything exciting we should know about? Anything?
No, not at all. I did everything I could. Anybody that walked up to the gate, I made ghost sounds to drive them away.
You did. You have a great gate there, and it's big on Halloween when you make those ghost sounds. If you're up in the hills, and I know you had like cats and stuff that used to get kind of spooked when the coyotes would come right down and look in your window. You still get the coyotes visiting?
I had. Everybody talks about, gee, you should see my cat. I have the greatest dog. Well, I have the greatest coyotes.
You do?
In my house, yeah.
Yeah,
they're just.
But you have a neighbor dog also, right? Is he still around after the?
Yeah, he is, but he suddenly got weak kneed here about 2 years ago.
What does that mean?
Well, he doesn't bark a lot to get outside because last summer and the summer before that, the last 2 summers, there were serious coyotes hanging out the backyard. They know it's like a popsicle. These dogs are like popsicles, coyote popsicles. And so the coyotes come down and they just sit right outside the fence. They're the damnedest things you've ever seen. Now I go out and I carry a stick, like what was that president? He carried a big stick.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy.
Yeah.
So I come out. I go outside. The interesting thing, what I understand now is
what
if you do not. If you're outside and a coyote comes, if you don't charge him, he thinks that he can move into your house.
That's good to know. That is very good to know.
I'll explain.
Yeah, that's okay. You can explain it right now. So the coyote thinks they can come inside of your house.
You have to push back. You can't let them boss you around because they'll come. These cats came. These coyotes came right down to my window. My French doors and looked right in, pushed their nose right up against.
While you're inside the house.
While I'm inside the house. The only thing separating us was a pane of glass, and my cats, were up on the roof. They were stuck like the Sylvester the cat, up on the ceiling, and so I got my gun and I went outside.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. This story's getting out of control.
No, it's not. It's going exactly where it should have gone.
You scared the coyotes by getting your gun?
Well, again, they're right outside your door. They're going to hold you hostage. So what I did is I turned the porch light on. I got my Smith & Wesson, and I went outside. One of them took off, and the other one kind of backed up into the corner. I think I've told you this story before. And he backed, and I was moving towards him, and I always remember what they think about pushing an animal into a corner, But this animal, I pushed him into the corner, and he jumped straight up on top of the fence, and then it's a 7-foot fence, and then sprinted down the top of the fence.
No animals were injured during the part of this story over there, but they were scared.
No humans,
they were pretty scared.
No humans
injured
either. Or cats.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
Welcome back to the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn. The star of our program, though, is the gentleman we affectionately call Sultan, the Sultan of Safeties, the acting legend, the football all-pro, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of things happen in sports all the time. People come and people go.
Yes.
But I want to read something here.
Go right ahead.
About former 49er wide receiver Dwight Clark, dead at the age of 61 after a battle with ALS.
Wow.
That's Lou Gehrig's disease. And I just want to read something here. It was former teammate Joe Montana released a statement on Twitter following the news of Dwight's passing. Dwight was a vibrant, charismatic soul. Jennifer, Montana, Jennifer and I are heartbroken over his passing. While he knew it was inevitably coming, it came way too soon. We are grateful for the decades of love and friendship we shared. We are praying for Dwight and his family and your prayers also. We will miss you dearly. Love, Jennifer and Joe Montana.
Did you play against Dwight Clark ever?
Yeah. I left in 81. His first year was 79. The interesting thing about this is that when the Rams released me in August of 81, I was picked up off waivers by the 49ers.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted me.
Wow.
They wanted me to go up there, and I thought about it, and I just, at that point in time, I was just so burned out with football people. In
what way? How do you get burned out with football people?
The front office people.
Oh.
Coaches, general managers, the politic of everything that is sports, big time sports, So I just looked at it as it was a flattering thing that a very good team wanted me to join them. And that year, 81, was the year they won their first Super Bowl in Detroit, beating Cincinnati.
That was the first year?
Yeah. And so anyway, you see the people you see people in your own generation. Where is it? There it is. You see people in my generation,
Yep.
when they leave and they die, it's a part of your youth that goes with it.
That goes with it. You're right.
It's just not. It's not a. What is it? It's not a Pollyannic, type of a thing. It's such a permanent statement. So all of those people, every year I get they send out. The service sends out a list of all of the NFL players that have died that year.
Right. Oh, they do.
Yeah, and there's usually about 120 to 130 of them every year.
Okay.
120 or 130 ex-NFL people die from various decades, And I always find it surprising. There's always a handful of people that I didn't know that gee, I sat next to that guy on the bus to Pittsburgh, and here he is, 78 years of age, and he's dead now, There's some interesting things that cross over that way, and I get very sentimental when I see things like Dwight Clark passing at 61. That's not.
It's too young.
It's not right.
It's too young. So he will be missed, and nice thoughts from not only you, Fred Dreyer, but also Joe Montana. He was a graduate from Clemson. He was selected to the All-Pro team. We're talking about now Dwight Clark. Selected to the All-Pro team twice, was named first-team All-Pro in '82, led the league with 60 catches. That was a strike-shortened season as well, and he finished his career with 506 receptions for 6,750 yards and 48 touchdowns. Pretty good. Get some numbers there. So a two-time Super Bowl champion, Dwight Clark, leaves us here. It's tough when you get into it's all sentimental stuff. I was at a concert here recently with the great Neil McCoy, country music star, and he was talking about losing his mom like 3 months prior and his dad about a year before, and I think problems with his loss of his brother or something, and he sings a song. He's a songwriter, but he kind of tears up and wells up there because you see your life going there. And it's tough when you lose a parent. You join a special club that you don't want to be a member of, and that is the loss of parents. And then your friends become more important, where you want to call your friends and talk to them because you don't have that parent or someone to talk to, or in this case, a loved one here to go to. And I think Rick Monday talked about when you retire, it's that kind of thing when you walk off the field and you're not going to have that camaraderie with your teammates anymore. We talked about that last week. You missed that whole thing of the spectacle of the game on Sunday, don't you? When you first walked away and retired, you left that, and it's like that's a part of you. You're not going to get back.
Yeah, you do anything that you do well, especially when you do it as a young man, and with a lot of people at your own age. When you're in your 20s, you're invincible. I don't care what you're doing. You have a feeling that you're invincible, and suddenly, as you get older, one of the sad things is, I saw a friend of mine many years ago, and I said, "Hey Butch, gee, it's been a long time and stuff. How you doing? What's going on?" And he always comes back to the moment where he tore his knee up at Yankee Stadium.
Oh.
And it ended his career, and he said something to me that was really spooky. He says, you're very lucky. You got to play out your potential.
Whoa!
Mine was taken from me
because of the injury.
Yeah, he says, and he was a good player. I don't know how long he would have played. I don't know what his future was, but he was a good player, and he contributed. And he tore his knee up. It's a baseball. Yankee Stadium is a baseball field, so it's crap.
Not on the
it's a crappy surface.
Not on the grate out there.
No.
But Mickey Mantle.
It was on the playing. It was on the playing surface.
Yeah.
On the field, and so it's one of those things. My roommate Ray Hickel, he ran down on the kickoff against Philadelphia, and he was going to bust the wedge, and he, as he tried to gather himself, to slow himself down to meet the oncoming mass of humanity, bringing the ball carrier up, he slipped and fell down, and his right knee went right into the ground, and it tore his cruciate ligament. And that eventually ended his career. And so, you're lucky to have played the sport, and you're lucky to have lived a full athletic life, and there's others that when they come out of the other end, like Dwight Clark, you have a great life, and then somebody says, "Hey, listen, we want to do a blood test," and the next thing you know, they say, you've only got maybe a year or two left. You're 61, and we'll see what happens. But it's just terrible. It's not fun.
Show's kind of a downer right now. We're going to have to try and bring it up and maybe...
I've got a Polish joke I'm going to tell you.
Can you do something just to kind of wake us up a little bit, Fred Dreyer? We'll continue straight ahead. This is the Sports Lounge. Michael Horn, Fred Dreyer from CRN, the Competition Radio Network. You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Aloha! Experience your home away from home being beachfront at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Begin your getaway relaxing on over 11 acres of tropical Hawaiian gardens at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel, voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Just walking around the grounds with all the tropical vegetation, relaxing poolside, or kicking back in the sun on the world-renowned Kaanapali Beach makes you feel like you're home in paradise. There's a package to fit all your needs: wedding, honeymoon, activities, private parties, great food, or just good old beach fun. The hotel perpetuates the Hawaiian tradition at its best. Call 661-0011 or visit kbhmaui.com.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Welcome back here to the Sports Lounge with yours truly, Michael Horn, and the star of our program, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us here on the broadcast. And we should talk a little bit of baseball if we can, because we talked about pitch count here on this program a lot. And some pitchers can, we talked about it's kind of the elephant in the room to address it. It's like, I think you need a manager that looks at a pitcher, knows how many innings he can go, know what you can get out of him. And so we were creating, by discounting the pitches, a bunch of pitchers who are wimps, who will pitch maybe 4 or 5 innings. They get to that 5th inning and they go, oh, my arm's going to start hurting. I'm probably going to hang it up, even though in the old days they could have kept on pitching. Well, here's a pitcher that may have adapted to the pitch count by just throwing strikes and just bringing them in. I'm talking about Max Scherzer of the Washington Nationals, because apparently it's the second time here, and this last week he did it again. He threw a perfect, historic, immaculate inning in the top of the 6th inning. Now, he was in the 6th inning, man. This is over and above how many innings pitchers normally are able to work to perform, and he's in the top of the 6th, and he threw exactly 9 pitches, and all 9 were strikes, resulting in 3 strikeouts and what they call the immaculate inning. What do you think about that?
Did anybody make contact?
One batter even made contact, but we're not sure how. Must have fouled off or something.
Well, that's not an immaculate inning.
Well, but he's just pitched 9 pitches.
No, it's great. It's great.
He's out. It's immaculate.
Well, there's been a lot of pitchers that strike 3
On
guys,
3 pitches?
3 guys out in a row.
Not for just 9 straight pitches. He was in there and he did 3 strikes. You're
No,
out.
it's fine, but what's that get you? I don't know what it gets you.
I'm thinking he knows how to just throw the ball, get it in there, move it around, and he can play in this age of pitch counts because he could probably, if he's doing that, pitch a complete game at 100 pitches or so. His fastball was hovering between 94 and 96 miles per hour. He had his slider going. His curveball was dove down with unfair movement, they say. And so anyway, he's thrown 2 of these immaculate innings in his career, putting him right alongside 4 Hall of Famers. So the Nationals won the game 4-2. He had Max Scherzer had 13 strikeouts over 8 innings. He's got a major league leading 133 strikeouts through 13 starts. So here's my next question. Is this guy the greatest pitcher in baseball now? They said Kershaw is. I think it could be Max Scherzer.
Well, Kershaw's hurt.
Right? But when he's on his
this
game,
guy-
who's better, Kershaw or Max Scherzer?
Well, all baseball players and general manager would tell you Kershaw is.
Why would they say that?
Well, because he's got better stuff, and he can throw all of his stuff for strikes anytime he wants. Now, does he do it? No, he doesn't.
Right.
But when you're hitting against him, you are steeped in his greatness. You get it?
Yeah, I'm just saying Scherzer, he's got a chance to get 300 strikeouts this season.
Any pitcher that has a great game is, for that moment, the best pitcher of the day.
Scherzer's won back-to-back Cy Young Awards.
Yep.
Only 2 other pitchers, Greg Maddux and Randy Johnson, have won 3 consecutive Cy Young Awards. So maybe he wins it again this year. I don't know.
Maybe he does it again.
Maybe he does. Yeah, I'm just saying that this pitch count thing, and in credit to Kershaw, I don't think he worries about the amount of pitches he goes in there. I think he's able to probably tell the skipper, hey, I want to stay in here, even though the skipper says, I'm taking you out. But at least some of these pitchers have earned the right to say that because they can pitch deep into games.
Again, this is the way I am. I want to know more from Kershaw about his injury. I want him to articulate. I want somebody in this Dodger, orbit to start asking this guy questions about his back.
Seems it goes to that back every time he's out, right? There's a problem there.
There's the last MRI proved there was no nerve or disc damage. So
what's the problem?
Muscular.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Why does that muscular keep happening? Now, throwing a ball like that, all the torque and everything used is tough enough. But suddenly now, that area of his back, muscular-wise, is getting tired. And I told you this story about Fran Tarkenton telling me one off season that his arm was dead, and so he didn't know what to do about it. And then Mike Marshall, the Cy Young relief pitcher who lived in Minnesota with Tarkenton, was right there. He went to the University of Minnesota, and he put Tarkenton on a throwing exercise program that had nothing to do with throwing a football. And he brought his arm completely back.
Whoa.
And regenerated his career.
Mike Marshall, the famed relief
That's
pitcher?
right.
Well, we got to hear more about this straight ahead here on the Sports Lounge with the one and only Fred Dreyer.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
This is today's entertainment answer. What do stars Reese Witherspoon say about A Wrinkle in Time, releasing on DVD and Blu-ray June 5th?
I did warn all sixth graders, do not think that you're going to get away with watching this movie instead of reading the book because there's a lot of changes.
Really?
So, yeah, you got to warn kids.
Again, A Wrinkle in Time on DVD and Blu-ray June 5th. For more info on how you can win a digital copy of A Wrinkle in Time, visit mungleshow.com. For this entertainment answer, I'm Matt Mungle.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
From traditional Hawaiian weddings and vow renewals to your own unique ceremony, find out why Kaanapali Weddings is the perfect place to say, I do. Create the memory that will last a lifetime at the place you and your family know and love, Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Imagine yourself and your loved one just steps away from world-famous Kaanapali Beach in one of many wedding venues to choose from, including oceanside lawns, tropical gardens, or indoor banquet rooms. With your choice of catering, bar, floral, and musical options, you can make your special day customized just for you. Their wedding specialist will help you plan your dream wedding today. For more information, visit kaanapaliweddings.com or call 661-0011. Kaanapali Weddings, the perfect place to say, I do.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender involves so much more than just a rate. We've earned 12 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
We're back in the sports lounge. Yours truly, Michael Horn, the one and only Fred Dreyer, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend from Hunter, Land's End. Saw him in Agent X, got a movie coming out, Transformers this summer, and a whole lot more. Go to his website, freddryer.co, to download Highway 395, movie that you wrote, produced, created, and it's there available for your download. Now, you were saying, Fred, that Fran Tarkington, who you played with on the New York Giants when you first came up, had a dead arm at some point when he was with Minnesota and with the Vikings. And you're saying that baseball pitcher Mike Marshall got his arm back in shape, not by throwing the football, just by doing some other throwing exercises?
Yeah, Dr. Mike Marshall, he was a kinesiologist.
Oh, so not the baseball player.
Yes.
He was pitcher. A doctor, too?
He was a relief pitcher.
Okay, so, all right, very good.
He was with the Dodgers in 74. Yeah. He won the Cy Young in 74. Look it up. Mike Marshall, Cy Young, 1974, Dodgers. And read about his story. I mean, he's an interesting guy. And but he told Tarkington that, look, any baseball pitcher, I guess the same holds true for a javelin thrower. Anybody in athletics that usually uses a very demonstrative motion, all of the muscles in order to succeed throwing the javelin, throwing a baseball, throwing a football, shooting a basketball, all those things are associated with one train of thought, which is it takes one. It's like one muscle to throw a football. You use your arm, but everything that's involved in throwing a football is based on a couple of things that are linked together, one smooth flowing motion, and when your arm, when the results of throwing that football are impaired, that whole process breaks down. So what you have to do is you have to kind of take it apart, from what Tarkington was telling me. You kind of take it apart, and you work your legs, you work your back, you work your abdomen, you work your shoulders, and you do all of these things by finding a exercise that goes counter to throwing a football. You play. You're
throwing counter to how you would throw a football to kind of rejuvenate.
Well, yeah. Throwing a football, everything that you would think that takes place upper body wise to throw a football is clear, but in order to rejuvenate that motion, you would go out and play handball. You would use other muscles around that muscle structure that you would use to throw a baseball or a football. So how do you rejuvenate your arm? You do it by bicycling. You do it by weaving in other exercises that allow you to rest the overall motion. So you wind up doing core exercises. You're doing abdominal exercises. You do medicine ball stuff. You ride the bike. You sprint. Maybe go to the beach and run in the sand for a little while. Just to break how you prepare yourself. Quarterbacks and pitchers don't do anything but throw baseballs. They'll run, and I don't see them. I mean, we were talking about this before. How is it that Kershaw's back once again blows out on him? There's the motion of him throwing, this phenomenal pitcher throwing, and the stress that you put on your lower back has to be countered by some other core muscle groups. And if you have a bad back, I've learned this a long time ago. If you have any type of bad ailment, a bad back, lower, lumbar area, thoracic, which is in the middle, and then cervical, which is up in your neck. If you have any of those issues, you have to do core exercises. The body just screaming out to do core exercises. Open up your pelvis. Women have their pelvises, because of childbearing, their pelvises dilate in and out. And once they have children, their pelvis kind of opens up and kind of stays that way. But if you're athletic, what you have to do is you have to work all of that stuff, all that matrix of muscles and circulation to balance out the abdomen so your back is better. And if your back is better, then your arm is going to be better. So it all comes down. I'm long-winded. I'm going to stop now.
Well, I would take some. If you'd like to come see Dr. Fred Dreyer, you can do so by contacting him at his website, freddryer.co, or email him, freddryer@crntalk.com, freddryer@crntalk.com. No, you weren't long-winded. I think that you're just getting the point out for you. It's
Well, I try to make sure that people are getting the visual of it, and Athletics is tough. I have people come to me all the time, and they got bad backs, and friends of mine that have, they can't seem to play racquetball anymore, and I ask what they do, and it's amazing what they don't do. It's incredible to me what they don't know, and I've always said this. I give thanks to God Almighty that I was privy to, as a young boy, 10 years of age, to athletics. And I was focused and brought to the attention of what was necessary to take care of yourself. I always said this. I know what happens when you get hurt. I know how to get well. I've been doing it all my life. And I'm in better shape now at 72 than most of these people at 22.
I agree with you.
Because they haven't had the vast experience of being hurt. I mean, being around a lot of people who have been hurt critically, really seriously. And so I get the feeling of how to take care of myself,
The words of Fred Dreyer. We're going to be back here with more in the Sports Lounge. Stay with us. Email Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. If you want to buy a home, we could help you get a great mortgage that may require as little as 3% down. And we also invented Rocket Mortgage. It gives you a solid approval in as few as 8 minutes. And for 8 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call America's largest mortgage lender at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Based on Rocket Mortgage data in comparison to public data records. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Results may vary.
It's 3 p.m. and you just ran out of ink. You have a report due end of day, which is 2 hours from now. You can't push the deadline because end of day means end of today, not end of tomorrow day. What now? Go to your local Staples store. Staples has a huge selection of ink and toner in stock and at low prices every day. So you can get your ink fast for less. End of story.
My number 2 does not look like a number 2. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number 3?
Table for 4, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Even if you don't know what EPI is, you might know the symptoms. Frequent diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain. If you have even just one of these symptoms, you could still have EPI, because not everybody experiences EPI the same way, which is why it's so important to open up to your doctor about all your symptoms. And the good news is, EPI is manageable, so don't keep a lid on it. Go to identifyepi.com, complete the symptom checker, and use it to have a conversation with your doctor. Don't keep a lid on it. Visit identifyepi.com. Brought to you by AbbVie.
We are back in the Sports Lounge. We being yours truly, Michael Horn, the all-pro defensive end, the man who had 2 safeties in one football game in the same quarter. Talking about Fred Dreyer, the acting legend from Hunter and all sorts of great shows, including Land's End and Agent X and more. And Fred, interesting this week because usually after there's a big championship, whether it be NBA or Stanley Cup or World Series or the Super Bowl, the President of the United States invites the winning team to the White House. And apparently there's this Trump backlash out there where the NFL, some of the players upset because Donald Trump has said some things, tweeted out things that all players should stand for the national anthem, which I agree totally. Get out of the, if you're going to get on the field, stand up. And it took 2 years for the NFL to say, well, if you don't want to stand during it, then just stay in the clubhouse. So now some of the Eagle players said they weren't going to visit the White House. In fact, there are going to be only 10 people going to the White House. So President Trump said, well, I'm canceling the invitation. See you later. And I agree with the president. Just, you know what? This is an honor. I wasn't a big fan of Barack Obama by any means, but if he invited me to the White House, you better believe my bag would be packed and I'd show up to visit the president of the United States and be at the White House. And these idiots have a chance to go to the White House, and apparently they're such big millionaires, they don't need to go there. So, hey, screw them. Let them not go to the White House. That's what I say.
Well, that's simply put. We don't need them. They're a bunch of children, and they've made it into a racist, black players hate Trump because Trump criticized him, and it's now a racial issue.
Now, Doug Steffen, who is big New England fan over there. Of course, he likes the Boston Red Sox over the Yankees. He would probably tell us, and he hosts the Good Day show here on CRN, that, hey, what do you expect from the Eagles? It's because they're a rival team of his. But, I mean, come on, the Eagles should have shown up over there, but they didn't, and so things are canceled now. And instead, there's a big rally that Trump put on that celebrated America, and I think that's pretty good.
Well, it's a group you can't trust. There doesn't seem to be a clear voice where everyone can say, can't you just push past this and go there and show respect for the presidency? Yeah. This is our president, it's not a South American dictator. So let's go there and let's have a good day, make a good day of it, and tuck it away, and then get back to playing football. What's the problem?
Yeah. So anyway, this is a sad thing, but I mean, again, if I didn't vote for a president and he still invited me to the White House, you better believe
I would have loved to have gone to Obama's White House.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have gone there and experienced it, shaken his hand and said, God bless you. I hope that you're able to help this country because it needs it.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
I agree. Apparently, the Eagles wanted to send a smaller group of players because a handful did not want to attend, but the president uninvited the entire team, and so the coach was scoffing about it. But I mean, come on, it's just
send a busload of people who won't stand for the national anthem.
Yeah, so there you have it. Now we have some good news here and I need your comments on this because this recently happened here recently, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. And this is a mainstay in the Dodgers bullpen for the past 4 seasons. A gentleman by the name of Pedro Baez has been demoted to the minor leagues.
Bad brain?
And Caleb Ferguson is taking his place, rookie starting pitcher Caleb Ferguson. And Baez apparently not expected a much longer than a 10-day stint in AAA Oklahoma, but manager Dave Roberts said. But apparently Baez still frustrated with the decision in conversation with the Dodger manager Dave Roberts. It'll help Baez out to get some of the butterflies.
He's lucky he's not fired, by the way. I've seen this guy work.
We hit something here on Durham.
No, well, come on now. He's upset. How many times has he come out to the game and thrown the ball right over the heart of the plate?
Wham!
Bang! Home run, 2 home runs, doubles, triples, walks. How many times this guy blown games for this team?
Dave Roberts said that Baez took the news not well, but he said he took it like a pro, but understandably very upset by it.
Well, Fred Dreyer took it well.
Baez was...
That's the most important thing of this. That's right. That's the most important thing there is.
The Dodger team, right?
That's the most important thing that there is that Fred Dreyer agrees that Baez is no longer on the team.
Pedro Baez, 30 years of age, middle reliever. He's not a middle reliever. He pitches 1 inning. It's like they shouldn't call it middle relievers anymore. Middle relievers to me used to give you 3 or 4 innings. Not this day's case. Anyway, fans have criticized him to the degree that he ignores his general irrelevance to the Dodgers' long-term goals. He didn't pitch in the 2017 playoffs. He wasn't
exactly
on the team then.
Why they couldn't trust him.
He's a 307 career earned run average. But he's had some high-profile stumbles, and that's kind of been exemplified by a 6.52 ERA in postseason. And so Roberts irritated in 2017 when Baez was booed at Dodger Stadium. But, fans pay their money. They can boo who they want to.
Well, that's not the point. The point is that he's no longer on the team. That's the most important part. And they're going to give another guy a chance to come up and fill that spot. And believe me, there's players on that team, and you can't tell me, otherwise. There's players on that team that are saying, thank God they did the right thing.
I think he'll come back stronger. He's this year he's struck out 11.4 batters per 9 innings, walked 5.4 batters. Walks is what kills him. He's had 15 appearances since May 1st, and his ERA has gotten
He
better.
has no command of
2.30.
his pitches. We talked to Rick Honeycutt about that, I think, a couple of weeks ago, you and I.
That's true.
Didn't we? Didn't we say, tell us what's going on here? Why if the guy can't hit his spots in the bullpen, shouldn't you know that? Why bring him in?
Ladies and gentlemen, words from Coach Fred Dryer.
I want to be the pitching coach of the Dodgers.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante to see memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. The Art of the Great Masters in an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old, Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, the romance of Romeo and Juliet. Find our mystical Room of the Moon, and don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, and make all of our sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flowing in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, all you can eat, just $21.95. And Angelo's and Vinci's has been named the best Italian restaurant in Orange County 2 years in a row, and our owner has been named Restaurateur of the Year. Angelo's and Vinci's, Fullerton, California, 714-879-4022 or angelosandvinci's.com.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422. Back in the Sports Lounge, yours truly, Michael Horn, with the one and only Mr. Fred Dryer.
You know, I'm probably like many of these sports fans. I'm really riveted on the NBA Finals. You know, we got the.
You like that stuff, don't you? You
well, I do, because it's such a great game, and the people playing it are as good as you're ever going to see. It's great. It's great to see that all of the intricacies and the personalities, what makes them play well, what makes them not play well, and so forth and so on. But I'm mesmerized by what's going on in Cleveland. That this guy, LeBron James could be such a fabulous player. And, I think in his generation, for his position, he's the greatest there ever was.
That's bold talk here.
Well, it is. I mean, it's tough to compare people. It's tough to compare Magic Johnson, and it's tough to compare
better than Kareem,
Michael Jordan, and Kareem. In his era, Kareem was the best. Then you had Wilt Chamberlain, who was great.
Right.
Sometimes you just say, well, who was the best? They kind of overlapped. Who's the best? Kareem or was it Wilt Chamberlain? And Wilt was so dominating, But it would be interesting to see if those guys could play the way they play now. I mean, they don't have the classic use of the big man. They don't run down the court. They don't try to get the big man down the court after they get a rebound and post up and then throw the ball into the post, and so they could stick the ball in the basket. This game, which I like this 3-point stuff. I like the fact that you got 7-footers playing guard. You've got a lot of people in here who are mixing positions. And it's just an incredible sport. But I'm a friend of mine was asking me, well, you think the Lakers will get LeBron? I don't believe he'll come here, and it'll be a blessing to the Lakers.
Why do you say that?
Not to have him, because everything that you're seeing now, that all of the psychosis and all of the neurosis that follows LeBron will come here. Right now, the Lakers suddenly, they realize that the last 3 years of draft have given them the nucleus of a great team. I mean, they can be a great team. Do they need a couple more pieces? Yeah, they do. But I don't think that they would benefit. They would have to get rid of Kuzma. They'd have to get rid of Ingram. They'd have to get rid of a couple people to bring in a couple of these superstars. And what are you doing? You're bringing in guys who are 30, 31 years of age, and 3-4 years, and that's it. I say add 1 or 2 pieces here and there, and let LeBron stay in Cleveland. I think there's a good chance he could stay there. It would be great for basketball and great for him if he stays there. I don't think he should go to Houston or.
So you're telling him to stay
else.
there. Don't go anywhere.
Just stay in Cleveland and tell people I'm going to make this thing work for the rest of my career, and you'll get players to come there.
Words of the one and only Fred Dreyer. You can check him out always on Twitter, Fred_Dreyer, Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer. You can email him, Fred Dreyer, DRYER, at CRNtalk.com. And don't forget, movie Highway 395 available on his new website, FredDryer.co. That's FREDDRYER.co. Check it out.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio shows sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show,